All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Nick here.
Jodi there.
And we are super excited to react to this video. This is a different video. It's Jimmy Carr. That's not different for us. But this one is called Jimmy Remembers Sean Locke and Carrot in a Box. And quick short story. Yesterday we were at a wedding and I was talking to a guy that I'd never met before, but we were both kind of like, would rather have stayed home.
You're the husbands of the wives who knew the bride.
Yep. And so we were talking about this or that. I mentioned YouTube a little bit, and he had watched some British shows. He didn't have BritBox, but he had watched some, and he definitely asked about, do you know about 8 out of 10 Cats?
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that's
did.
hilarious.
So that was really cool, but I could not remember, he could not remember Sean's last name, so Sean Locke, there you go. He had said that he was one of his favorites, and it was sad that he recently passed away. And so anyways, I am very interested to hear Jimmy Carr's thoughts about Sean Locke now that he's passed away and him working together, and also the very famous Carrot in a Box, which we have a reaction to on our channel. Go ahead and check that out. But we're going to check this out. If you like our reaction to this video anyway, please don't forget to
like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you can be aware of our next uploaded video. That reminds me, we need to do a Carrot in the Box ourselves, like you and I.
Absolutely, we do.
Have the kids put it in a box.
There's a lot of things we need to do, my dear. See, she loves to do that. She loves to say, like, these are the things that we need to do, and then it's up to me to remember and to make it happen. She just throws it out in the universe, and then her responsibility is done.
I can make it happen.
Because if you watched our channel for a while, you probably have heard her mention that a few times. It has not happened yet.
I made the Wilty happen. I set the whole thing up. I ordered the microphones, which sucked, and we get that, and we returned them. I got all the truths and the lies. I found somebody who would put it all together for us and create the lies.
Yes, you did.
Text everybody for their stuff.
Absolutely. All right, we're done with that. We're gonna start this. I just want to start the video. All right, here they go.
We're talking about loss. Should we talk about Sean?
Thank you. It's nice. Nice. It's nice. It's a nice thing. It really reminded me of when my mother died. And I suppose there's a part of Sean that's kind of was a father figure. He was 10 years older than me, and he was an incredibly important figure in my life. And it wasn't until he died, really, that I acknowledged that I was sort of in a double act on TV. With him, we did like over 250 TV shows together. And I don't think anyone really made me laugh like him. And I think I've given it quite a lot of thought, obviously. I mean, after he died, the next day I was in bits. I was just, you know, crying a lot and watching videos and laughing and crying and whatever, as you do. And then it really hit me the second day, physically. I got really sick. I got like a flu. I thought it was COVID. And then I lost my voice. It was like my voice was really croaky. And I went to see this physio guy called Fabby, my physio guy. And I said, I've lost my voice. And he said, what's going on? And I said, I've recently bereaved. He went, oh, right, yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah. You lose your voice because you've got nothing to say.
Oh, man.
And I really felt like the physical effect of it. And I think the way he made me laugh was because of the way Sean looked. Like if Sean turned up at your house and said, I'm here to fix your boiler, come right through, I'll make you a cup of tea, I imagine you take 5 sugars. He had the look of a working man, right? So but he was doing this very delicate, sort of flight of fancy, surreal comedy. So it's funny as exactly right. So he had this thing where everything was heightened because it was so left field. It was like this amazing ability to just catch me off guard. So I mean, literally on Cats Does Countdown, I had to keep like tissues under my desk. 2 sets, one for him, one for Rachel. The Rachel thing's weird, like the Cats Countdown thing of like that show being something that me and Sean, at the time when we got pitched it, it was Channel 4 mashup, and they went, oh, will you do a version of Cats Does Countdown? And we both went, I mean, I guess it's better than Body Swap. What? Yeah, all right. So we agreed to do one. We made it 45 minutes long, the first one, and we thought, well, we're going to run out of idea after 20 minutes, but fine. And then it's just run, and people have really enjoyed it. And there's a lovely thing thinking about Sean now. There's that quote that you die twice. You die when you die, but you also die the last time someone says your name. And it feels like with all that stuff, all of his comedies out there, and people share it, and they still enjoy it, and they still laugh, and it feels like he's still with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice. It is a nice thing. Lovely.
The nature of that double act that you had with Sean, do you think, like you said, he's kind of like a working class there to fix your boiler, do you think that was part of the dynamic between you as the kind of high status, or not even status, but like you're the kind of like, you're the upper class guy and the working class guy? Have you kind of thought about that?
I mean, weirdly, I think that is right, but I've never really given it much thought because I don't see myself as the upper class guy. I think I'm quite well spoken, and I certainly went to a very good university and all that stuff, but I was born, raised in Slough, and from Irish immigrant parents. I really felt Irish growing up. And I don't sort of present myself as Irish because, I'm, what they refer to as a plastic paddy. Have we got proper Irish people in? Yeah. So I'm like a plastic paddy, got the Irish passport, Irish parents, first generation immigrant in the UK. So, I speak and present myself in this way. But just shows what you can do when you apply yourselves. Well, I really thought of myself as kind of Irish and fairly working class. We went to the local school. We didn't go to fancy posh schools or anything. Yeah. But I think you have to, and part of the thing that I talk about in the book is you have to know how you're perceived. Knowing who you are it's all about knowing how you are in yourself and also how you're perceived. So I see myself as an Irish immigrant, a working class guy, but the world sees me as a posh Cambridge graduate, and it's important to know that and to work with it.
Because that's part of your edge, isn't it? When you talk in the book about leaning into your edge.
Knowing who you are, knowing what you're good at, I think it's an incredibly important thing that we don't spend enough time on.
Before we move on from Sean, can you tell us, can you give us a little bit of the inside story of Carrot in a Box?
Sure. Picture the scene, the Cats Countdown. No, it was the Cats office, right? The regular 8 out of 10 cats. And we were doing a Christmas special, and we had made, I think, 20 episodes that year, and we were out of idea. And someone said, we've got this idea for a game show. They thought it was going to be an ITV game show called Carrot in a Box. They were, like, clearly on something. And they went, well, we could play that. It's Christmas, why don't we play games? And they pitched it to me and John Richardson and Sean Locke, and me and John went, I don't really think there's anything in it. And Sean went, we should do that. And then he did, and not only did he win, he psychologically destroyed John. I mean, ruined him. Absolutely ruined him. I mean, it's such a fun show to make. I mean, obviously, I get asked all the time about Rachel on the show, which is an odd... Yeah, this is what I get. I'll be in a hotel or a bar, whatever, late at night. Guys won't even say hello to me. They'll just come up to me and go, have you f***ed Rachel Riley? And you go, dude. Yeah. But you've got to promise not to tell her. She just thinks she gets sleepy when she drinks. That's a joke, obviously. But I'm not saying I wouldn't. I mean, obviously it's never going to happen, is it? Rachel's in a happy marriage. I'm also in a relationship.
Second happen.
Oh my gosh.
It's never going to happen, but if it did, I would ride that like a stolen bike. I don't want to be crude because there's younger people in, but what I'm saying is I would crawl over broken glass to suck the cock of the last man that f***ed her. No, but all I'm saying is, please, she's a very intelligent woman, and she's beautiful, and she's fun. She's got a great sense of humour. So what I'm saying is I would f*** her until the neighbours complained about the smell.
Oh my God.
Just trying to be honest here. She's so fit, I'd f*** Dad. Here's the thing with that. My favourite thing about those jokes or whatever, and the thing with Rachel is we're legit really good friends. So whenever I write a joke about her or do a joke about her on stage, I always call her and go, all right, Rach, how's Pasha? How's the kids? All right, yeah? And I've just written a joke about you. Go on. Aww. It's about how I your dad.
I'm kind of glad,
she's
I'm kind of relieved to know that she's on board with it.
Oh, she's totally cool, you know. Actually, so Susie Dent's great on the show as well. I mean, Christ, she can take a joke. And a dick. No. That came out of just being, when you're in a writing room and you're doing a show like that and we're writing jokes about Rachel and Susie every week, we just ran out of ideas. And one day in the writing room, I just went, What if Susie's a slag? And we just, the notion of her, this nicest woman in the world, we went, what if she's just a cock goblin slut? And we just fell about laughing at the idea. Clearly not the case. And she's gone, yeah, fine. She's made Dictionary Corner her own, because now it vibrates.
Wow, that was short. It was
It did
a
not
longer video for us, but it was short, yeah.
Yeah, it did not feel long at all. That's hilarious. Especially the end where he's talking about Rachel Riley and Susie Dent. And you can tell that Susie is just so sweet.
Yeah,
She
she
just
seems like the nicest
so
person.
kind.
Every time I watch they do the introduction, she always seems so mortified whenever they introduce her. Like, she just does not want that kind of attention. She just this or that.
She seems very humble and just doesn't need to be the center stage.
No, it looks like she hates when they say her name. And maybe deep inside she's appreciative of the response or whatever, but she hates
but
attention.
yeah.
But it's so interesting because we've seen his stand-up before we watched the 8 out of 10 Cast Does Countdown. And even though on that show they're free to say whatever language they want, it's interesting how different he is. Not just with the language, but also with the jokes. Like, he's very more... And maybe he feels like it's his responsibility as a host to kind of like... I don't know. But he's very different in that way. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad that she's at least aware of the jokes that he makes. Because, I mean, he went for it.
Every time, yep.
And, I mean, we've mentioned it before many times. She's obviously
beautiful.
a beautiful woman.
She's very beautiful.
Jodi was telling me in some of the comments recently, she's made some very political statements, which have kind of put her in hot water with the fans. I was not aware of that. But just speaking about, like, the context of the show, especially when it was recorded so long ago, she seems like such a nice person. And she's such a smart person, obviously, that I feel like sometimes she doesn't get enough attention on the show. Like, they kind of, especially Jimmy, he's kind of like, this or that. But it's nice to know they're really good friends and this or that. I don't know. It was cool to see Jimmy in this way where he was getting a little more reflective.
Yes. Yeah.
And I completely get what he's saying about the whole Sean Locke thing. Not to diminish what he was able to do, but he does come off as like a regular Joe who's able to have perfect comedic timing. He's able to say hilarious things and put himself out there and play the part sometimes or whatever.
I think that's why people probably love him so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he's the full package. He doesn't think he's better than other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he jokes about it, and it's just like, oh, Sean, we know you don't feel that way, but you're hilarious. But anyways, that was a lot of fun for us to watch. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button, and come back tomorrow for another video that we have ready for you. And until next time.
Goodbye.